everyone listening, and a warm welcome to all the current and aspiring pipers and drummers here in the States. My name is Jason, and this is the American Piping and Drumming Podcast. We are focused on building, growing, and promoting all things bagpiping and drumming from around the United States. Our mission is to help build the community and culture of bagpiping and drumming, as well as all Celtic music here in the States. I'm excited to be here, and I hope that you enjoy the content we have for you today. Now, let's get into it. All right, welcome to the second episode of the American Piping and Drumming Podcast. This is always an exciting part of the year in the piping world as we are quickly building to the World Pipe Band Championships. The Scottish Championships are done. The North American Pipe Band Championships, which take place during the Glengarry Highland Games in Maxville, Ontario, Canada, are also done. And now we look forward to the European Championships in Perth, Scotland, which are this weekend, August 9th through the 11th. And then next weekend, the World Pipe Band Championships, August 16th and 17th. Glasgow's 21st International Piping Festival, Piping Live, is also going to be going on from the 10th through the 18th. Also during this time, Edinburgh's famous military tattoo is running from the 2nd to the 24th of August. We will take a look at some of the bands traveling from the United States to Scotland to compete both this week and next weekend. And we will also take a look at the weather outlook for the next few weeks so that we can have a better idea of what the bands going over might have to expect from the weather. Also, while the pipe band year will reset competition-wise after the Worlds, there are quite a few competitions we have to look forward to here in the United States up to the end of November. We will try to cover those as well. So, buckle up, strap in, let's get to it. Real quick note for you guys out there. Thank you for the messages and emails and things sent. It was very surprising for the first episode. I appreciate you guys watching and listening to the first episode. But that being said, just kind of throwing that out there, messages, emails, I did receive them. It took a little bit to do that because I had some issues with my email and messaging services. So if you sent me anything and I haven't gotten back with you yet, just know I will as soon as I can, as soon as I fix all that. So I just wanted to throw that out there. I am working on those. I had some connection issues and mishaps, both with the email and forums page of the website. So the website is apdpodcast.com, and you can email me at Jason, Jason, at apdpodcast.com. I am getting them now, and I will be able to email you back as soon as I'm able to fix that. So I have been able to fix most of it, but I'm working to fix the rest as soon as I can. I'm having to do this part all by myself, so it's taking me just a little bit. But thank you for your patience. Thank you for your kind words, messages, emails. Man, that is a big deal for me, and I really appreciate it. But that being said, now I'm gonna try to get back with you as soon as possible. I promise. All right, back to the episode. All right, guys, let's take a look at the upcoming competitions. Please make sure you're checking your registration deadlines. If you are competing at any one of these, get those registrations in on time so you don't miss it. August. All right. So, again, the European Championships are coming up this weekend, and the World Pipe Band Championships are coming up next weekend. but there are quite a few competitions coming up before, during, and after that here in the States. So let's take a look at that. August 10th, we have the 81st Central New York Scottish Games. That's part of the EUSPBA. That's going to be in Liverpool, New York. The Campbell River Highland Gathering, BCPA. That's going to be in Nuns Creek, Campbell River, British Columbia. All right. Then again, we have the European Championships this weekend in Perth and the World Pipe Band Championships next weekend in Glasgow. Maine is having the Highland Games and Scottish Festival. That's going to be in EUSPBA Games. That's going to be August 17th, so same time as the Worlds. That's going to be in Brunswick, Maine. August 24th is the Quechee Games. I'm probably still mispronouncing that. Help me out if you know it. EUSPBA, that's going to be in Quechee, Vermont. August 30th, Wisconsin Highland Games. That's part of the Midwest Pipe Band Association. And that's going to be in West Allis, Wisconsin. Caledonian Club of San Francisco Scottish Games and Gathering. That's part of WSPA. That's going to be in Pleasanton, California. Rounding off August 31st and September 1st is the Virginia Scottish Games. That's part of the EUSPBA. It's going to be in Great Meadows, Virginia. Capital District Scottish Games is also on September 1st, and that's going to be Albany, New York. All right. And we're into September 6th through 8th, Middle Tennessee Highland Games. It's part of the USPBA. Sanders Ferry Park in Tennessee. All right. September 7th is Covenanter Scottish Festival in Quarryville, Pennsylvania. We also have the Edinburgh Highland Games and Festival. Okay, and then we have the Penn West Edinburgh University is where that's going to be. Okay, that's in Pennsylvania there. Okay, and then we have the Union County Celtic Festival in Oak Ridge Park in Clark, New Jersey. All right. September 14th is Scotfest. That's Midwest Pipe Band Association. That's going to be in Broken Arrow, Oklahoma. September 20th through the 23rd is the New Hampshire Highland Games, EUSPBA. It's Loon Mountain Resort in Lincoln, New Hampshire. All right. September 22nd, Brooklyn Highland Games. That's going to be in Marsha P. Johnson State Park there in Brooklyn, New York. Pipes and Pubs, Southern Piping and Drumming Competition is a WSPA. That's going to be in Van Nuys, California. All right. Coming into October 5th, Dallas Solo Competition. This is a new one this year. All right. And it's part of the USPBA. It's going to be in Dallas, Texas. All right. Scotland County Highland Games, Laurinburg, North Carolina, is also going to be on the 5th. October 13th, Scotland Connecticut Highland Games and Festival, USPBA, and that's in Brooklyn Fair, Brooklyn, Connecticut. October 18th and 19th is the Stone Mountain Highland Games. That's another USPBA one. That's a really good one. I'm hoping to go this year. We'll see. But I love going to that one. It's in Stone Mountain, Georgia. Coming into November 2nd is the Charleston Scottish Games. That's EUSPBA. That's going to be in Charleston, South Carolina. Then the Youth Education Council Prince Charles Pipe Band Solo Fall Contest is another WSPA event that's going to be held in San Francisco, California. Last but not least on my list is another competition in Texas. This is always a good one. I recommend if you have a chance to go. November 9th is the Salado Gathering and Highland Games. This is an EUSPBA sanctioned event, and it is in Salado, Texas. All right, for the weather. A bit of a side note, I will be using miles per hour for wind measurement and Fahrenheit for temperatures for you guys on the other side of the pond. I checked quite a few weather reports to put this together. But that being said, I'm no meteorologist. So do your own due diligence if you're going to be visiting. All right. Looks to be a lovely Scottish summer for the next 2 weeks. Not too cold though, but for the European Championships, Friday the 9th, we'll have a highs 64 to 65 degrees with a 40% chance of rain. Looks like it'll be mostly in the morning with the sun possibly coming out later in the afternoon. Clouds in the morning, scattered clouds most of the day, clouds coming back more in the evening. Lows down really low 50s, winds 17 to 20 miles per hour most of the day. Saturday, August 10th, Sunday the 11th, much of the same. Highs 64 to 65, clouds most of the day with a 40 to 45% chance of rain on and off all day. Lows later in the evening, 52 to 53, winds 12 to 15 miles per hour. And for the Worlds, from the 9th through the 17th, there will be a 50 to 60% chance of rain. Friday, August 16th, looks to be cloudy and rainy with off and on showers much of the day. It's going to be a little wet. Winds will be between 10 to 20 miles per hour. Highs will be in the low 60s with lows in the evening around 49 to 52. Saturday the 17th for the finals, it'll be very much like Friday. Winds 10 to 15 miles per hour, 50% chance of rain, off and on showers again all day. High of 62 with a low later in the evening around 50. One report I read said that the sun may peek out during the day, but that might just be hopeful wishing, or they may be just trying to cover their tail end just in case it happens. Sunday, again, much of the same as everything begins to wind down. Hope this helps. That's going to be the weather. All right, so let's take a look at the bands that are going to be competing in Perth for the European Championships this weekend. Next week, I'll put out another kind of list and some other stuff for the bands that are going to be competing for the Worlds. Most of them are the same, though there's quite a few that are competing at both places. So let's jump right in. Novice Juvenile B for the European Championships. There are going to be 21 bands in this category. That's a lot in this category. Out of all of those bands, there is only one from this side of the pond. And I'm going to be focusing on the bands on this side of the pond. So from the United States and Canada, because that's what we do here at the American Piping and Drumming Podcast. So that band for Novice Juvenile B is going to be the Capital District Youth Pipe Band. They are actually the 21st, so they are the last band to compete at 1240 for that category. Okay, this band is just north out of Scotia, Glenville, just north of Schenectady, New York, I do believe. Pipe major is going to be Maureen Connor, and they are going to be wearing the Lindsay tartan. All right, Novice Juvenile A. There are 11 bands in Novice Juvenile A, and no bands from the United States or Canada are in that category. So we'll move on. 4B, heat number 1. There are 15 bands within this category, and we have one band from the United States. All right, so they're going to be competing number 4 in the lineup, At 10:24 a.m., that band is Pikes Peak Highlanders. They're out of Colorado Springs, Colorado, and Andra Stroller is the pipe major. They're going to be wearing the Stewart muted tartan. All right. The second heat of 4B also has 15 bands, and none of those bands are from the United States and Canada. So we're going to move on a bit. 4A. There are 19 bands in 4A, and there are 4 of them from this side of the pond. So at 10:08, the second band up is the Long Beach Pipe Band out of Long Beach, California. Pipe major Davey Armstrong, and the tartan is the Prince Charles Edward Stewart. All right. 10:24, the fourth band up is the Edmonton and District Pipe Band. They are out of Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. And pipe major is going to be Morgan Miller. Tartan is the McLean of Duart. All right. Next up, the number 5 band that's going to be competing at 10:32 is the City of Dunedin out of Florida. So the City of Dunedin Pipe Band out of Florida, or the Dunedin Pipe Band out of Florida. Their pipe major is Graham Donaldson, and the tartan is the Edgewater. Number 8 is the Elgin and District out of Quebec, Canada. And pipe major is Scott Oliphant. Tartan is the McLean of Duart. They're going to be competing at 10:56, and they are the 8th band. All right, next up is the juvenile bands. There are 4 bands in this category, okay? And one of those bands is coming from the United States. Matter of fact, it's coming from Texas, where I live. So they're coming out of Houston, Texas. It is the St. Thomas Episcopal School. Very cool school down in Houston. Pipe major is Mahir Zambre, and tartan is the Isle of Skye. I hope I pronounced that correctly. All right, let's take a look at 3B. There are 15 bands within the 3B category, and 4 of those bands are from this side of the pond. The first band up at 1 o'clock is the Kevin R. Blandford Memorial. They're out of Upland, California. Pipe major Alexander Walker, and tartan is the Roxborough Red Muted. At 1:32, the 5th band up is the McAllister College Pipe Band out of St. Paul, Minnesota. Pipe major is Mike Bradenbach, and the tartan is the McAllister. At 1:40, the 6th band up is the City of Manchester. This pipe band is out of Manchester, Connecticut. Pipe major is Tommy O'Hanlon, and the tartan is the McBean tartan. The next one in the 3B category is the Durham Regional Police Pipe Band. They're the 7th band up, and they go at 1:48. All right. Pipe major is Mike Lessiter, and tartan is the McAlpine. Let's take a look at the 3A final. So there's 21 bands in the 3A competition. And out of those 21 bands, there are 3 from this side of the pond. So at 3:40, the 16th band up is going to be the Guelph Pipe Band out of Ontario, Canada. Pipe major is Tyler Bridge, and they're going to be wearing the McRae tartan. The 17th band is the Gregland Crossing pipe band. They're going to be going at 3:48, and they're out of Vancouver, Canada. Pipe major is Jeff Rowell, and tartan, they're going to be wearing the Sutherland Old Weathered. All right. The 20th band in this group, so there's 21 bands. This is the 20th, so second to last to go. They're going to be at 412. That is the Dartmouth and District. They're out of Nova Scotia, Canada. Pipe major is Blaze Thorold, and the tartan is the Clan Sutherland Old. All right. That brings us to grade 2. There are 14 bands in grade 2, and 5 of them are from the United States or Canada. First one up is at 2 o'clock, and that is the Peel Regional Police out of Ontario, Canada. Pipe major is John Carnes, and the Ancient Red McPherson will be their tartan. At 2:27, the fourth band up is the North Stratton Pipe Band out of Alberta, Canada, and their pipe major is Hugh Armstrong. The tartan is the North Stratton tartan. At 3:12, number 9, the Ulster Scottish is going to be out of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and their pipe major is Eric Ouellette, and they're going to be wearing the Ulster Scots tartan. All right. 3:30, number 11. So the 11th band to go is the Los Angeles Scots Pipe Band, Orange County, California. Pipe major is Scott McDonald, and the tartan is the Drummond of Perth. All right. Last but not least in the grade 2 is the Greater Midwest Pipe Band. They're going to be going at 3:57. They're the 14th band to go. And they are from Battle Creek, Michigan. Pipe major is Ben Peterson, and they're going to be wearing the Ancient Douglas. Grade 1. There are 12 bands in grade 1 at the European Championships. And out of those 12 bands, there are 2 from the United States and Canada competing. So, the 2 that are going to be competing are the St. Thomas alumni. They're going to be the 3rd band up, competing at 250. They're from Houston, Texas. And their pipe major is Jamie Gattinger. Tartan is going to be the Isle of Skye. Then the City of Dunedin Pipe Band out of Dunedin, Florida. Pipe major is Ian Donaldson, and the Edgewater is their tartan. They're the 12th band up at 4:20. All right, that's all we have for you this episode. Please remember, if you like the content and want more, I ask that you please like and subscribe to the podcast or the channel, and please share with all your bagpiping and drumming friends. I personally want to thank everyone out there listening, and to all of the interested and aspiring members of our community. I hope that this podcast inspires you to learn about the bands and the musicians. Maybe listen to a little bagpiping music, or jump in feet first. Grab a practice chanter, pick up some pipes, grab a pair of sticks or mallets, and just get to playing. Until next time.